Hello everyone, welcome to part 211 of Advanced Ecom series in Laravel 8. So we are going to continue working on the return process that we have started in last few videos. And in this video, we are going to continue the return item functionality. Okay, so in last video we have seen that we able to create the form, return form. Okay, you can see here we are getting the return item, like this is the product info that is having the product code as well as the product size that the user want to return, and we are having the reason as well. This is the reason that the user has given, like product damage but shipping box okay, and this is the comment. This is not mandatory, user can give the comment as well, so that the return its return will get approved. So the comment, if the user will give the valid comment, then it will be really good for the admin. Okay, so these are the details that the user filled while returning the item. Okay, so this is the item wise return we are doing here. So this is the particular item like I have shown you. So this item is the blue casual t-shirt with medium size, and same we are just having here, and this record we are going to save in our return request. Okay, so I'm going to remove this earlier record. Now I'm going to empty this record because new record we are going to have from the user. Okay, so here we will continue this order return function. So we are having this id as well and this return item details, and but first of all we are going to make it secure like we have done in cancel process. Here we will have get user id, and also we will have that get user id from order from auth. We will compare both user id, that both user id are matching or not, and if both are matching, then only we are going to move further, otherwise we will show the error message to the user. Okay, so if both will fine, then we are going to move further, else we are going to show the error message to the user in the similar way like this one. Okay, so here also we will do the same one. Here we will say your order cancel request is not valid. Here we will make your order return request is not valid. Okay, your order return request is not valid, this one we will write here. Okay, so it will the user will move back to the orders. So if the order return request is valid, then we are going to start working on the process. Okay, so the process is there are two things we want to do here. One is to fill up the return request with this new request that the user is raising, and the another one is to update the order underscore products table as well. So we also require to update this table so that we will come to know that which item has been returned and which items are not returned. Okay, so here we will create one more column here. See, it is mandatory, otherwise see after placing this return request, the return form will keep on showing both the items, but we don't want both the items here. There only one item must be shown that is not returned yet, another item must not be shown in that form. Okay, and for that we need to update the item wise status here. So for that we are required to add one column here. We can add column after product quantity. Here we are going to add the column after product quantity, and that column name we can keep like item status. Okay, so we can directly add it from php my admin, otherwise you can do from the migration as well. You know, we have done this many times. Okay, so here you can see the item status have been added. So we are going to update the item status as well. See, we are going to mention here two things we are going to do, and one is the update item status. Okay, update item status. Okay, so this is the item we are going to update, and one thing we need to do here, like we are having here product info, both product code and size we need to separate it with explode function, so that we can have this one in product side and product code. We have the separate columns for both, and before that we will explode that and we'll have that done. Okay, so here we will have that like we will make get that product array or something like that, get product details. Okay, here, so we will make $1 product array here, and we are going to explode it with hyphen we have used in between of both. So this one is coming in $data. What we are getting, we can just pick up product info, so we can have it here. Okay, so now we are having this in product array. So now we are going to do, see, product code. First one is the product code, so here we are going to mention it like this, and the next one is product size. Okay, so we will have both product code and product size. So this one we are having now here. Okay, so now we are going to update the item status like I'm mentioning. So we are going to update that orders product table. We are going to compare with few things here. One is the order ID. Okay, order ID we are having in $id. Okay, we have seen, we have debugged and seen. And product code now we are having this one, product code, sorry, product code we are having here dollar product code like this. And other than that, we are also having the product size. Okay, so we are going to compare it with the product so that we can update that. Okay, product size, and we are having this product size. Okay, so I want to tell you that there is one issue in our e-commerce website that we will resolve it. Okay, see here, you can see we are saving here the product code, that is the code of the product, that is not the SKU. We need to keep here the SKU, stock keeping unit. We need to keep here the this one, see, product attribute, we need to keep this one. This is the SKU. Okay, so we need to keep this one, that we are going to resolve very soon. Okay, so this one we need to get resolved. You need to watch in another video that we may have resolved this one. Okay, do follow that add-on e-commerce series. Okay, where we have also resolved few of the issues, and we have also made additional changes to our advanced e-commerce series. Okay, so see, whenever you are going to create such a big website, issues and changes are mandatory, they will surely come. Okay, so if you are planning some big website for the client, then get ready, because see, nothing is simple. When you will code, when you will do some hard coding, you are going to face many challenging. Okay, you are going to learn that you need to do all things, all, so because everything you plan, you can't plan. Okay, so these kind of things do happen. So we are going to do that, and right now we are just comparing and adding it to the update item status. We need to update this item status. We are going to update it, item status here, item status here. We are going to update this item status to return initiated. Okay, so we are going to do like this, and after that we are going to add return request. Okay, so in return request we are going to do that new return request model. Okay, So this return request model, if we have not added, we need to add this one. Use app return request. See, do check that where your model return request is located. If you have started the project in Laravel 8, then here models will come. Okay, so here few of the things we need to add in this table. First one is the order id, the $id. Okay, so after that user id is coming in user id auth. Now see, now product code, see here we can check once order id, user id, and product size and code. Okay, product size, now this one we are already having product size. Now product code. Okay, so now see, we are going to have the return reason. Return reason we are getting from there, from the user. After that return status is first of all will be pending, as the admin will approve or get or reject. Okay, that admin will decide, but first of all it will be pending always. So after that one last one is the comment, and if the comment will come up, then we are going to add this comment here. So I'm going to add $data comment. Okay, so now we are going to save this one, return save. Okay, so now the message that we want to return, message return request has been placed for the ordered product. Fine. And after this message we are going to return back the user like we do earlier as well. Session flash success message. Here this message that we have just mentioned, $message, we are going to return this message. Okay, return redirect back. Okay, that is done. So now we are going to test it once. Okay, so just we are going to return this item. I am going to do Control Shift R, or I'm going to go back now once again, and we'll hide this one debug. Okay, we can just remove that dump code. So now we are going to return one of the item. This first item I want to remove performance or quality not adequate. Now the user can write something, right, or you can check like item arrived too late. Okay, I get the item too late, so no required now. Okay, so this is the message that the user want to give to the admin, to the client, why he want to return the product. Okay, so now we are going to click on return order. Want to return this order? Yes, I want to return. Okay, click on OK. See, the return is having one issue, so now we need to attach this model as well. So let's attach this model, orders product. Now we want to go back once again. We will start the process once again. Here medium perform, sorry, this one item arrived too late. Okay, I get this item too late. Okay, I get this item too late, so not required, so not required now. So this is the message. return order. Okay, so now there is the another issue, return reason, undefined index return reason. Okay, so now we may require to debug once again. Let's check out. See here return reason, because here we have not given the return reason. We need to give here the return reason, like this one, return underscore reason. Okay, so we may require to go back once again, and here we must check that whether this table has not been updated. See return initiated updated, so we need to remove this one. So we will go back once again and we'll repeat the steps. Okay, so just make sure that save everything. Now we are going to do the return order once again. Medium, item arrived too late, get this item too late, or not required anymore, not required anymore. Okay, anything you can require. Okay, so this okay. So now the return request has been placed for the ordered product. Okay, so now the return request has been placed. Now we are going to check in table this one. See the entry has been made with all the details. You can see the order ID 71, user ID 1, product size is medium, product code is this one, item arrived too late, pending, not required anymore. Okay, so every detail is here in our table. Also the column has been updated to return initiator. So one of the column has been updated to return initiator. Okay, so here if we will click on return order, here we can see that both the items are coming. So that is wrong. We only need to show the that item that has been not returned so far. So that we need to show here. So for that we need to do one thing here. We need to add the condition here, if the return initiator is not there, is that item status is not a return initiator, only then we are going to show. Okay, so here we will add one condition at the rate of if dollar product. Okay, so here item status. Okay, uh, not equal to return initiator. Okay, not equal to return initiator, and if fine, so only then only those items will come that are not returned yet. So one of the item will come here. See red casual t-shirt RC01 is the product code for the red item t-shirt. Blue item t-shirt is not appeared here because that item is already returned. So we can also show the status here as well. Here we are displaying in order details. See here like product quantity. Okay, after product quantity we can show the status, or we can show the status from somewhere else as well. So let's show it like item status. Okay, so here we can show it similar item status. So now you can check. See return initiated. So here clearly mentioned return initiated. Okay, so the user will come to know, okay, this is return initiated. Here the status will update once the admin will update the status to return approved or return rejected. Status will also update here, so that the user will easily come to know that what is the current status of that item. Okay, so the same thing we can do in admin as well. Here also we can show the similar thing. We can add the return initiator status as well, so the admin can able to notice. And also see this details, we need to create the separate module for the return request, so that the admin can approve or reject those return requests. Okay, so that we will do. But here also we need to have that. Okay, so let's open this one, order details at the admin end, and here where we are mentioning this one. Here also we can have that item status. Okay, so here we can have item status as well. So now the admin will also having the item status, so return initiator is fine here. Okay, so now see we have completed up till here, and in next video we will work on the return initiator, that return process, okay, return request, in fact return request module, where we are going to show all the return requests, and from where the admin can able to approve or reject the request, and the email will go to the user that his request has been approved or rejected, and also we are going to update in account as well as in admin. Okay, so let's do that in next video. So stay tuned for that. Have a nice time. Goodbye.